In this video, I will show you how to customize your Enka card as much as you want, or at least able to. Keep in mind this is a simple tutorial and I will not go into the more complex stuff you can do. This method cannot be done on mobile devices, or at least there isn't a way that I know of. First, have some art you want to use for your card. I usually like to customize my Enka card whenever there is any widescreen art I would like to use that doesn't fit in the small square the website gives you by default. In this video I was making a card for my Al-Haytham using official art. Remember that if you use fan art that you credit your artist. If you have an image you don't know the source of, you can use the website source now or a simple Google image reverse search. Now that you have your image you can add it to your character card. And we can get started with the actual editing of the card. If you are on Chrome, you want to go to the top right with the three dots and click on it, then go down to the tab that says More Tools and then Developer Tools. This code should pop up, and while it may be intimidating to some, I assure you it isn't as complex as it looks. We want to be able to edit just the card itself, so if you click the grey arrows it will give some drop-down options that will let us move into the main content of the card. Click the grey arrows starting with the main class. Then content class. Then div class UID. Then div class card scroll. Then div class card svelte, and finally div class card host grass or whatever element your character is. On Chrome you can see what part each line of code affects with the highlighted portions, and that can help serve as a guide as well. The first thing we want to edit is the width of the canvas that will allow the image to take up the whole screen. We click div class draggable canvas and look at the styles tab at the bottom. Near the top there should be a width with a percentage. We want to make this 100% or however wide you want the art to appear. Now, you may see that my art is not fully in center and you can't see all of it. To fix that, I'll click the grey arrow to drop down an element called Canvas Class Svelte with some numbers for width and height. Double-click the numbers. We want these numbers to match the number that appears slightly above, those being a height of 639 and a width of 1536. If your art disappears, don't panic. You can simply click the Move button on the card and move the canvas a bit to make it reappear. I am not sure why this happens. Something else you can do is go to the bottom and uncheck the width, and this will get rid of the color on the right of the card. Now you can see that my art is a bit too wide harder at the moment. When this happens you will have to add your art again. I have my art on my clipboard so I can simply paste in again. As you can see, the stats are covering up Al-Haytham's face a bit, so I want to make his face more visible. To do this I will go to Elements and scroll until I find one called Div Class Section Left and double click on the name and change the left to middle. And then the other element under it to left. There is this weird shading in the middle now. If you go back to div class section middle there and click the drop down, there is one called shades. You can either right click and click hide element, or you can change the values at the bottom for right and left. In this case, right is actually for up and down, and left is for left and right. Weird, I know. You can make the right value -63px and the left value -402px. If you click the drop down for the shaded element you can click the element image src. And change the opacity to something lighter or darker, whichever you prefer. And uncheck the width. And that is all I will do for now. As I stated before, this wasn't meant to be a super complex guide, as even I'm not fully knowledgeable on those subjects, such as ways to make the Enka card larger in height or adjusting the placements of everything. Hope this guide was helpful and hope you have a nice day. XQCL